All right, everybody. We're here. We're live at Full Contact Fanatics. Also brought to you by OTM Live. Want to make sure we put OTM Live in front of Full Contact Fanatics. As the people know, I had a different show lined up for today. We're going to have Joseph on. We're going to talk pro wrestling and everything. But unfortunately, he had to back out at the last minute. But no big deal because I always got my man sitting directamente to my left, Miguel, and of course, sitting directamente to my right, Dando. Special guest in the producer's chair today is Lana. Lana, can you say hi to the people real quick for me, please? Lana just happened to be coming by, luckily for us, as she was going to the gym, and we always like to have a specific person in that producer's chair so that we could bounce some stuff off. So real quick before we get started, don't forget, you can always go to onthemat.com, check out all the latest information, all the latest videos, and Rafael Lovato Jr., who we're going to talk about in a minute, he's got a big fight coming up at Bellator, so he's got some videos up there. Of course, I told him I don't think one show goes by where we don't talk about him because he's such an integral part of On the Mat. And don't forget, you can go to myluckygi.com. Make sure you check that out. If you check it out, they got the spot where Miguel did his little Lucky Gi thing. Unfortunately for Dando, his Lucky Gi, his Diaz Brothers Gi got a little misplaced. Yes. But we're working on that. We're going to get him a new one, and we're going to do some more filming with some different Lucky Gis and all that so we can get him out there. We had a shoot with Conca Fight here not too long ago, so that's
in the works.
In the works right now. We're going to put some of that out pretty soon. So we're moving. I mean, as you can see, the wheels are in motion. We're starting to move and get it out there. Hopefully, we can either have O'Neal Fletcher or Fernie Flores on soon so we could talk a little bit about Conca Fiker. We could put some stuff up in the back so you guys could check it out.
I definitely got to give them a big shout out. Yeah, that rash guard, that hoodie, everything, man.
And their gear's pretty fresh.
Top notch.
It's kind of outside the box or whatever. So you know, you definitely want to check that out. So we'll have it here so you can see it. Big show today, even though we had to kind of shift gears and move into a different direction. Of course, I always got these guys here so they can help me out. Tons of stuff coming up. We're going to do a little news. I want to talk a little Bellator. We're going to talk a little UFC. There's a huge weekend coming up, but to for lack of a better term, round out the weekend, I finally got the call for King of the Cage. I think I've done a total of 3 shows this year for King of the Cage. The most I've ever done is 15, but this is the 3rd one. But so I get a call from Mike Lowe on Thursday. He says, "Hey, look, man, got a call from Terry Trebilcock Jr., who's the owner and proprietor of King of the Cage." He says, "Look, Dean's got a show in Minnesota. I think it's Wisconsin. Lac de Flambeau, I think, or maybe Black Bear Casino. I don't know for sure. So he's going to be in Wisconsin. He's going to do that show Saturday night. His plane's not going to leave till later on that afternoon. We don't know, especially with the weather. Out in the Midwest, never know. We don't know for sure if he's going to make it. So can you be on standby? You know, go ahead and do the weigh-ins, get the information, get to know which fighters are going. You got to go to the weigh-ins because you got to get familiar with the faces, and some people have nicknames. You got to make sure you get that down. You know, a lot of people get real particular about that. So I'm going to do the weigh-ins on Saturday, and then I'm on standby on Sunday. Now, the fights are at 3 o'clock. The doors open at 2, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So it's Conquistadores. It's King of the Cage. It's Sunday, December 3rd. It's at the Citizens Bank Arena in Ontario, so make sure you check that out. It's huge. Stephanie Frausto's fighting on there. I can't remember who else is fighting on there. And they come from, she comes from a very big fighting background or whatever, so that's going to be huge. So make sure you check it out. I'll definitely be there, even if I don't end up working the fights or whatever, or calling them. I'll definitely be there. I'm going to bring everybody here. Miguel, Dando, Robert. And I'm taking Luis, too, because Luis is a good training partner. Nice. So definitely going to bring him down. So we'll be there. If you want to come down, check it out. Talk. If you're a fighter or whatever, come talk to us, man. We'll put you on here, especially those guys that are up and coming. So definitely check that out. This Sunday, December 3rd, Citizens Bank Arena in Ontario, California. King of the Cage, Conquistadores will be there. Make sure you come and check it out.
That's right.
Cool. Now, I get inundated with emails and stuff because I have a bad habit of putting my foot in my mouth when I make some of these predictions or whatever.
Pretty good, though.
I didn't get a chance to even make a prediction on Michael Bisping and Kevin Gastelum because the turnaround was so quick. Now,
2 weeks.
Let me tell you something. Kevin Gastelum, the worst person I think you could have thought to make a quick turnaround was him. I don't know why people think that guy is not that good. That dude is a good fighter. Not only does he have wrestling, but he's starting to bring his boxing together and knocking people out.
One of the youngest guys on the show, on the Tough Show, right?
I know.
That came out of the Tough Show.
And, I mean, even from the beginning, he took down that real big black guy that had the karate or whatever. I can't remember his name. Took him down at will and just continued to grow from there. Now, you knock out Michael Bisping, even though he's coming from a quick turnaround, that dude's got to be a main player now, right?
Quick turnarounds because he's been trained and he's ready to go, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Took very little damage.
Yeah.
So I believe. Now, we'll pose this to our guest, Lon. Are you familiar with Michael Bisping and Kevin Gastelum?
I am. You know what? I didn't catch that fight, but I did catch the one with him and GSP.
Right.
So I know that
Now, from a woman's perspective, looking at Georges St-Pierre, would you say there was some sort of special, what's the word I'm looking for?
Mexican supplements
Some
being
special,
used?
specific supplement that he was on to make him as muscular and as bigger as he was in that fight?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I just would say that he had been training and working his ass off.
You think so?
I think so.
Miguel?
Is that the
I don't think there was.
He's not a juicer.
Supplements, but
I'm
I
gonna
do
say
think-
he was on the sauce.
I do think
He
he had
looked-
like a few donuts here and
Yes,
there.
he looked like a bull.
I think he had a few
He looked like a
croissants.
combination
Yeah.
of Barney Rubble and a bald, I don't know, whatever, fire hydrant.
He was on
Because
the Matt Serra diet.
He was huge. He looked huge. Looked a little bit slower, although stronger. So I think, like we said before, he's probably going to need to drop down to 170 again.
I had mentioned before too. I thought Bisping looked bigger than him, regardless.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, naturally.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
looked bigger. Now,
But,
so do you think Kevin Gastelum knocking out Bisping, you think that would be the next matchup for Georges St-Pierre against
God,
Kevin
no.
Gastelum?
No
Why not?
way.
No, I don't think he's ready. I think
You
that
don't think who's ready?
I think Kelvin's got to work his way up.
But dude, he's been working for forever.
He's still not there.
To rebuttal your statement earlier about people or about him not being taken seriously kind of thing, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he just sucks at making weight.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why they made him bump up to 185.
Very unprofessional.
He was having too many problems at 170.
Yeah.
Well, it remains to be seen. I think the dude's a player. I think he's gonna.
He's a
progress.
contender
It's only a matter of time
for the
'cause that
title.
guy's- Yeah. Plus, he's Mexican, so I mean, hey, I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I know a lot of Mexicans named Gastelum.
So,
And Kelvin.
Well, see, again-
How many cousins
again,
named Kelvin do you got?
if you would watch the countdown, you would see that his mom is a Spanish speaker.
I know, and he lived
or
in her.
whatever,
They
so,
slept on the
hey,
couch, and they were living right there
Whatever
in
goes on in
Mexicali.
their life is their business.
That's
But
right.
Anyways, that's what happened. Now, moving on, Joanna Jurjek has come out and said that even though she lost,
Yes.
she is going to be as cocky as ever.
Yes, that's
and
good.
she is going to come back.
That's the way to
she,
do it.
she called her loss an accident
Yes.
to Rose Namajunas.
Sure.
So
That's what
she
I would
says
say.
She will be cocky as ever. She will come back, and she will definitely dethrone Namajunas or whoever holds the belt and become the champion again. I tend to agree with her. I think she didn't take Namajunas as she should have. She might have took her too lightly. Would you agree?
Rose is a player. Now we know that Rose is not to be taken lightly, so we'll
you
see.
think-
I'm going to take Rose.
Do you think the shaved head has anything to do with it?
No.
It's not some sort of wind reduction that makes her faster.
She's had that shaved head since the show. She shaved it during the Tough Show.
And is that an ode to cancer patients or I don't?
I don't know why
I
she
think
did it.
thought she was gonna drop a few pound or a pound or something like that by shaving.
I think she's a pretty girl. That's a good look, man.
We'll take that to our.
We
Special
go to the
guest.
barber shop on Sunday together.
I mean, she could have got some lines or something, lined herself up or whatever. It's just, are you familiar with Rose Namajunas and the?
I am, and personally, I feel that her having a shaved head is more of a personal statement. That's saying
Like,
I'm
I don't need to
dedicated
look hot.
Right, I'm dedicated to winning. I'm here for the love of the sport.
Now that actually made Robert turn around
Yeah, I
to
think so.
chime in on there. So Robert,
You know where that started?
no,
We're asking.
The shaved head started because there was a thing between her and Paige Van Zandt.
as far as
Because they were going to fight each other, right? Well, they fought each other.
Two pretty blondes.
It was a donation type deal.
oh wow,
Oh.
So like, she called her out on
so
it.
there is a specific purpose for it.
Yeah, and then like, Paige like I don't know, tried to get out of it somehow, or like didn't really follow through. Rose was like, "This is how thug I am."
Yeah.
And she just kind of kept it.
Yeah, she just kept it going from there. I mean, she doesn't look bad or whatever. It's just different. People see her like, wow, that she looks like a fighter. So I think Joanna's going to make a comeback. I think she's going to be more deadly than she was before. Robert? I think so too, man. That girl is deadly.
I feel like this is what I think.
We're going to put some money on this, Robert.
Yeah.
Put some Hawaiian barbecue on this, Robert.
Well,
Let me
if we
sure,
do it,
this is my thought. I think that JJ went through training camp without preparing specifically for anything new. She
Right.
wasn't thinking about the sidekicks. She wasn't thinking about the
now she knows what to
training.
expect.
She was like, my superior striking is good enough. Let me just let me just worry about the scrambles and takedowns, and I got this.
Okay.
And I think that's not gonna happen.
Well, let's put this out there. If they have a rematch and we do a live broadcast from wherever, whatever we do the live broadcast from, Joanna Jędrzejczyk loses by decision or whatever, will you take a chop for chop trivia?
Yeah.
Bam, there it is right there.
A shirtless
If
chop.
Namajunas loses, I'll shave my head. I don't give a shit.
Well, that's
I'll do
easy.
it.
We're just
Yeah,
talking
whatever.
about chop. We want to chop Robert. That's what we're talking
We
about.
want to shave one of Miguel's eyebrows, and only one.
And I guarantee you the
I
people
don't
will
know
want to
about
see
that.
that. So, hey, it remains to be seen. I think she's going to come back and do some damage for sure. Now, real quick before we move on, Ben Askren completely destroyed Shinya Aoki. I think that we was pretty unanimous here that we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, he made him look like a little kid. Took him straight down, pounded him out, done, or whatever. So he retired from one championship undefeated, and he called out Georges St. Pierre. Now, that's a totally different fight for him. But that dude, for some reason, he's got the formula. He takes people down, gets on top. They can't get out from the bottom, and the dude ends up winning. It doesn't look good, or whatever, but he still gets it done and gets the wins. I think that's why they never got him into the UFC, because they thought his fights were boring, and they didn't want that in the UFC. Now, I think they might want to bring him in and give him a shot at Georges St. Pierre, but he's got to work his way up.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. What do you
Yes.
think?
I absolutely think he's got to work his way up, and I don't think he's going to be able to take George down at will.
Miguel,
I agree with Dondo.
you think he won't be able to take Georges down?
Nah.
Robert?
I think he's gonna. You guys ever see him wrestle in college?
No,
Yep.
I didn't go to college with him.
Yeah, he's got skills.
They name him Funky for a reason. That guy does stuff that nobody does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't think you can prepare for something like that. That guy is crazy. Like
Let's see how George St. Pierre looks then, coming off his next fight.
And
We saw a little glimpse of what he's like now. Let's see how sharp he gets.
Ben Askren is a damn monster when it comes to controlling.
and
If you watch his old Bellator fights too,
This is
nothing. He was. This is Dana's beat. Ben Askren is boring as shit.
right, which everybody says.
That's what
They
Fob
the
said.
Same thing about Antonio McKee.
Oh yeah, Antonio McKee just.
But they got the job done. I mean, but it just goes to show if you're not selling tickets, people don't want to see you. They're not gonna book you.
Actually, the one fight I've always wanted to see was actually BJ Penn versus Antonio McKee one day.
Yeah, and
That never
it was very close,
I wanted to
but
see
it never
that fight.
did because I think he lost his fight in UFC, so it never came about. But remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. Ben Askren is a bad dude, and he's still relatively young. I think he's still got the skills, so we'll see what happens. So before we move on, don't forget you're here. You're at Full Contact Fanatics. Don't forget you can always check out Gym Crashers. They went down to Giovanni Varela's big barbecue and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Super training.
Unfortunately,
Super training.
I wasn't able to make it because silly me, I had to work. I don't know, this paying bills, raising kids, very overrated. Paying your rent and all that stuff. So I got called in. I had to go. Believe me, I wanted to go there for sure, especially to eat barbecue. Now, did you guys actually get to eat any of the barbecue?
Yeah, we did.
I
You know
didn't
what?
actually, but Dondo got some cool freaking, some cool footage of himself with the Grandmaster Gokor Chivichian.
Nice.
It's very true. Well, it wasn't just a get-together. They offer, and this is
Yeah,
periodic.
seminars and classes, right?
This is periodic, and I think it's 2 to 3 times a year. Don't quote me on that, but at least 2 to 3 times a year is what I hear. So they're getting not only professional fighters, you got UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, you got black belts, you had coral belts. Now, there are only a handful of coral belts in the world. I didn't know this, but now we're amongst at least one that was jiu-jitsu and I think one that was judo. Incredible. And the super training is open to the public. There are people from all dojos coming there. I've never seen that level of training. I don't think anybody... there was a cover charge or anything. I could be wrong.
He just asked for $5 donation.
That's free because I don't know if you've checked, but Gokor doesn't. If he does a seminar, what does that cost?
Oh yeah, a lot of money.
Oh,
When we used to
$1,000?
Those Paradise Warrior retreats, it was big bucks. So just to go down
Just
there
tell
and get
me.
a chance to
Yeah.
train with them.
I heard somebody say that just Gokor showing up to some place
Yeah,
to teach something.
$1,000
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just for him to
just to
show
show
and,
up.
and that's a good price
And that's
because
not
that dude
including-
is the real deal.
Yeah.
Not including. I mean, that's the minimum price he makes.
Right.
Not including like what they charge the students after that.
He has 65 schools globally.
Yeah,
And the dude's the real deal, man.
Oh no, he is.
So to Giovanni Varela and all them, who's a good friend of the show, been a good friend forever.
Thank you guys.
He's
I'm
like
glad
family,
my guys
dude.
got to go down and check it out. And let me tell you something. They came back, and as soon as I came into the studio, they're like, "Dude, we went, we did this, and we, and everything went really well." So we appreciate it. Definitely letting them come.
There's a
letting Gym Crashers
document that
come
we
down.
have to give you. Is it here? Do you have it? It's right here. Our very own Fabiano Torres.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Certificate of Achievement for the super training. He wasn't there, but he put together the opportunity.
When I saw that, I said, "Man, I really wanted to go, but I got called into work. I wasn't able to go." So definitely, they're part of the family. You know what I mean? So it's not like we're not going to be back or whatever. And that I've told him before, you are more than welcome to come on the show anytime, or Marvin or any of the, when you got grandkids that are winning world championships or whatever, you could come on anytime you want. So definitely, I really would, just to go see Gokor, himself, to go check him out.
He's invited us to come out and see him and Gene LaBelle.
So, on maybe one of these Mondays or whatever, you can get down there and go check him out. So to Giovanni Varela and the whole Varela family, who's always
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So
Seriously.
we appreciate
Come
it.
here. Our house is your house.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back
hands
again
down.
for sure to make sure we get out. And whatever footage you guys have, we'll let you know as soon as.
You know
that's
what?
prepared.
Not just them too, but all the highest on guys, because all of them were super cool dudes.
Yeah. Goko Jr., amazing guy. Also extended the invitation.
Karan Darabedian, I mean.
Who got it started at
Long Beach Fight Night, yeah.
Professor Rodrigo and Hollywood Jiu-Jitsu.
And Lee,
Mr. Lee.
Yeah. So for the people listening to us or watching us, make sure you check it out. Keep an eye on all our social media, which is
Full Contact Fanatics on Instagram.
Make sure you check that out, because now will you actually do a Gym Crashers with all the footage, or are you going to put it up intermittently?
We have so much footage.
It's going to be both.
It's going to be both. I'm going to release some interviews that Donald took, because we've got a couple of guys there, like Professor Rodrigo. He's got a
fight coming up, fight to win.
And so does I don't know if it's Little Gokor or Baby Gokor. I don't remember what.
Goko Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they call him.
In Vegas.
But just the way they implement judo into their jiu-jitsu, like when we had Marvin in here, and when they shoot the leg instead of sprawling,
we got
grab
Marvin
the belt and just stick him in.
Yeah,
we've got Marvin
teaching.
Dude.
We got a couple of like pretty badass things that Marvin did.
I don't even know what you call it.
About.
It looked like an Oso Tagari, but it was something else, and he threw him over his shoulder so hard. I'm glad it wasn't me.
They got to watch the show to fucking check that.
And I think that's why they're so successful, because people they don't expect it. They come at them with such a different type of jiu-jitsu or whatever.
Sambo,
that's why they do
judo.
So well. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Greg Umbarian, yeah, we got Greg Umbarian this was it Friday for his match?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What's even cooler was I was just messing around because Verdun's brother, Felipe, was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I know this doesn't speak a lot of English, and I'm just filming just behind the scenes stuff of them barbecuing and chilling.
Yeah, see, that's the best part.
And then I was just talking, just joking around with him, and he was like, saying, "What's up? Come to Venice. Come to Venice." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come to your place, but one promise. I'll come to Venice to the Verdun place, but no boomerangs."
Yeah.
And they all started cracking up.
Yeah. Well, we'll come to Venice if you could take us to the Firehouse Cafe so we can get the bodybuilders breakfast or whatever. That's always slamming. So Fabricio or the brothers or whatever. Felipe will definitely come down. Which is good about Fabricio is not only does he speak Portuguese, he speaks Spanish. So we could definitely we could
yeah,
do some
we need a translator.
So hey, we'll definitely make sure you check that out. We'll definitely keep we have a good working relationship with them now, so we can continue on from there. It's going to be great.
One quick shout out for Master Guillermo Figueroa. He's the judo instructor at Kino Fight Academy. It's a judo academy in Tijuana, Rosarito, and Mexicali.
People from all over at this place.
And they were cool.
Well, when you're Giovanni Varela and you're worldwide like that, it just makes sense.
They had a couple guys from El Salvador, I believe.
Yeah, there's representing Honduras, representing El Salvador, Mexico.
Yeah, I mean,
it's amazing.
Anybody who's even just interested, whenever it comes up again, you should go. It's probably worth like $200 easy. That's
an understatement. Yeah. It's 11 o'clock until 7:30. They dedicate their time, their food, their energy, and their knowledge.
And it's not just rolling, not just judo, but they covered everything from striking to...
Yeah.
But that's
the whole game.
I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. Just the behind-the-scenes footage of people just chilling, grilling on the barbecue.
Actually, in my opinion, some of the best behind-the-scenes that we got was just the rawness of the neighborhood that it's in. I mean, I don't know a lot of people know the city of Gardena, but when we filmed outside and everything, dude, we caught everything from dudes just cruising and and Impalas just hanging out, so everybody was,
It's right off the 91 West in Vermont, right?
Yeah,
Vermont,
91 in
yeah,
Vermont.
yeah.
Vermont and Gardena Boulevard.
So, hey, definitely going to have to come back and check it out again and make sure we put that footage up. So, to Giovanni and them, hey, man, proof's right here, man.
That's
These
right,
guys
yeah.
are really impressed.
The whole Varela
really
family,
whole
the
Varela
daughters,
family. We had fun. I mean, like
the
I
granddaughters,
said,
the whole family
a big
was there.
impression to me was the neighborhood that, like I said, I use the word raw, but that to me that legitimizes it. They're not in a fancy schmancy place. It's
I would agree with that.
Hey, that's legit to me.
Definitely going to have to check that out. Definitely. But good. You guys good on that? Robert, anything else before we go?
We could go on forever because it was a great
that's what I'm
experience.
saying. Then we could bring them in here again.
It'd be great if we could throw up a picture in the background.
You could do 2 or 3 hours with either one, Marvin, Giovanni, any of the Varela family, because there's so much going on. So definitely going to go check that out. But real quick, once again, go ahead, Lana. Oh, our special guest, Lana, who's in the producer's chair today. Go ahead.
So if you guys could please speak up, Christina Nicole is trying to hear what you guys are
All right, let's talk up, fellas.
Now, that can't be me because I have a big mouth. It's got to be one of these two guys.
I don't know.
So definitely we'll make sure that we speak up so you can hear it. Because if you can't hear it, then no good.
Yep. Unless it's our
Is that better, Christina Nicole? Let us know.
Control
Yeah,
guy.
So heading back to the news, before we move on to UFC, which everybody was talking about, they put out the brackets for the big heavyweight tournament for Bellator. Now, I want to take it around the horn. Real quick, our special guest, Lana, are you familiar with the Bellator fighters at all? we'll try to put some names on. I mean, because
she knows them.
It's I don't want to say throwback, but it's a lot of ex-UFC.
They've just moved on. New promotion.
So the first fight that they announced was Chael Sonnen versus Rampage Jackson.
She knows both of them.
Now, dude, when Chael first was out and he was, taking Anderson down and showing how good his wrestling was and really doing damage and stuff like that, even though he got caught at the last minute, I was a big Chael Sonnen fan, just strictly from a wrestling perspective. But it seems like once he got to a certain point, he got complacent, for another word or whatever, and then kind of dialed it back a little bit.
Maybe the juice got a little less.
Do you think that there's any sort of anything left in either one of these guys?
Well, they're talented fighters. They once represented the top of the sport. There has to be some level of technique that's there, but are we going to see the fireworks that we once saw?
Probably not.
I think that was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
But Chael's got to shoot in on Quentin Jackson, try to get him to the ground and finish it, right?
I don't know.
So.
He's tries to stand
I
with
mean,
them, it's over.
I've always said that knocking people out is like a natural ability. I don't think you build up that.
And lost.
Those guys are cool.
No, they're not.
Are we on, Robert? You got to warn us.
Yeah.
Are we on, Robert? That means no? Are we on Facebook and not on YouTube?
Okay, well, we're back. I had a slight glitch or whatever, but don't forget you're here. You have Full Contact Fanatics. I got my man Miguel sitting to my left, and, of course, Dando sitting to my right, talking a little bit of Bellator. And, of course, our special guest sitting in the producer's chair today, Lana, helping us out, telling us that we have to speak up. And, of course, Monster Varela checking in with us and giving us props. Of course, we appreciate you watching, man.
Big time.
Definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Lana, we were talking about Rampage Jackson and Chael Sonnen now. Just from your perspective, because when they're trying to sell tickets, they're not only just trying to sell to the regular fan.
They would love to have Lana there.
To sell to people like Lana.
Yep.
Would you pay money to see Rampage Jackson against Chael Sonnen?
You know what? I don't catch a lot of the fights just because I work in a sports bar, so we have it going on, and there's a lot of movement, and there's a lot of interactions when these fights are on. I personally feel like a lot of people would pay money for that.
Well, that's I think why they made it a whole tournament.
Yeah.
With Frank Mir against Fedor.
You got to have stars, right?
Well, they're trying.
Yeah.
They're trying to put something together.
Put some fire back in it.
No, and this one's for the forum, for the forum card, or?
No, I believe I think it's somewhere else. I think the forum is
Oh,
just a specific
gotcha.
fight.
Okay.
Forum's in January.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So then they got Matt Mitrione against Roy Nelson.
That's a brawl that I want to see.
Oh, yeah.
But people underestimate Roy Nelson's jiu-jitsu skills. He'll take you down, and he can't.
Because we haven't seen it
once he gets that weight
in a while.
He puts that weight on you. It's hard to get out from the bottom.
Yeah, but it's hard to put an NFL player on the bottom, right? Mitrione's shown that he can.
Oh yeah, he'll hit you and it's over.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
But
I think Mitrione's built his way up there, though.
Yeah.
Because remember, I'm back on the tough show.
He didn't have any skill.
Really.
No. But do we
It was all
agree
brute
that
force.
If he starts taking a few shots, Nelson's going to take him to the ground?
I think so. Yeah,
Put
I
him
think
up
so.
against
Be the
the
smart
cage.
thing to do.
If Nelson is still, at the top of his game, then Mitch Rowe's in trouble.
True.
Yeah.
Good point. You see,
But
that's-
remember, hey, Nelson packs a punch too.
Oh, there's
know?
no joke.
Absolutely.
So
You
But
got
when-
that fuel tank.
But when he
Yeah.
fought Fedor, then when he fought, no, who am I talking about?
Look at that
Mitch
card.
Rowe.
Look at the. You're gonna put that up behind us. That'd be really cool if you can do that.
that's actually pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
a cool-
and
cool-
then
cool
the last
fight.
one, is they put the 2 light heavyweights together for the heavyweight belt, King Mo against Bader. Now Bader, for some reason, is on a roll. I mean, that dude's really starting. He beat Phil Davis, which is a feat in itself to win
Yeah.
the belt. So against King Mo, I think that it's there. He's just going to take him down. He's going to pound him out, and it's going to be over. I don't think he's going to take time or waste time throwing hands with King Mo. Will you
If
agree?
King Mo's
wouldn't
on,
be
King-
smart.
Yeah, if King Mo's on it, dude. I mean, King Mo's a wrestler too.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
But
so.
how do you think on the same level as
Oh,
Brian Bader?
no. But that's what I'm saying. If he's on his game, he can keep it standing. And
I agree. Well, it remains to be seen as far as that goes. I mean, of course, I'm gonna be interested. I might want to check it out.
I'll
or
definitely
whatever.
check that out.
I think a lot of people would.
Something
So-
interesting up there about this Bellator fight. It says launching on Paramount Network. Is that a new network for fights?
Or
What's
maybe they're
going
going to
on?
be in the city of Paramount and do a live show from Paramount.
Well,
or
if that's the
something
case, then we'll
They're
all
gonna
be
fight
able
at
to
the
get there very
Paramount swap
quickly.
meet.
Yes, maybe that's what's going on. So
That's an indoor swap meet, so yes, maybe.
yeah, we'll definitely have to check that out. I mean, it's the best thing about it is it's going to be on Spike. I mean, I don't know if they try to make a pay-per-view or whatever. I think the last time it wasn't very successful. So,
But look
I don't
at
know if
this.
they're building up to it. Well, no, it's a stacked card.
When you see those faces up
Yeah.
there, I mean, those are memories of some really good fights. Let's see what they actually put out.
You know, do you think that Scott Coker gives them some sort of incentive monetarily and says, "Hey, look, man, whoever wins this is if you put this fight on, you know, because UFC gives out bonuses."
Yeah, he probably does.
I'm sure they do. I don't.
Everybody on that card right there looks hungry.
Eric Apple, if you're watching, if you can please write into Lana and let us know if they do have some sort of
He would
bonus
know.
behind
He's
the
on the
scenes.
inside.
Yes.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows what's up. So if you're watching, please let us know. Lana, anything real quick before we continue?
Keanu McGregor wants me on the show because he says my voice sounds better.
That goes without saying. We put her on camera. Nobody's gonna want to see us. That's why we put her in the producer's chair. What are we? We're not.
Well,
new
clearly
yet.
we got viewership.
Swinging it, just swinging it.
You're doing
Absolutely.
good.
So the upcoming now this whole weekend is packed because Friday not only do you have the finals of the Ultimate Fighter, but you have a Bellator card. Julia Budd's gonna fight. It's gonna make me put on glasses, man. Hold on a second. Gonna fight Blen Calhoun. I think they fought before, but Julia Budd. Now you want to talk about somebody who's in shape? I mean, that
Yeah.
girl's never been out of shape.
Nope.
She's a hell of a fighter. I don't see anybody beating her, you know, in the near future or whatever. I'm going with Julia Budd.
Another one of the girls that's been around
Right.
and has a lot of miles. You know, she's ready to go.
Robert?
Every time I think about Julia, but I remember her on you.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, she is susceptible, but I think she's
Yeah.
she's pretty much evolved from that. I think, you know, just with the conditioning and stuff like that, she'll drag you deep in the waters and you're done.
And I'm sure he coaches her husband too, right?
Correct.
Lance.
Armstrong? No, I don't know.
Murdoch.
Yeah. So I don't see anybody beat, especially in Bellator right now. They might start moving some UFC girls over to Bellator in the near future. So we'll see what happens with that. That'll really test her. You think?
She got a really nice straight punch. That's what I like about Julia. Her punches are straight.
Right. And she's just always in shape, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could be the best, have the best technique and the best punches, but you get tired in that, you know, third, fourth round. That's it, man. They're going to own you. So, that being said, also in the semi-main event, Rafael Lovato Jr., who we talk about a lot on this show, he's going to be fighting Chris Honeycutt. I don't know if that's a title elimination type of deal, fighting at 185. Dude, he doesn't even have to tell anybody. You know he's going to close that distance. He's going to get you to the ground. Once he gets you to the ground, you're in trouble. I don't care who you are. Now, I'm going with him. It remains to be seen as far as he's going to move up to get the title shot, but I think this is going to be one that he's going to take. I would say second round, maybe armbar or something like that. What do you think?
It's a pretty good assumption. Let's say second round ground and pound. He's going to tap to strikes.
What do you think, Miguel?
I'll say second round too. I'll just say via jiu-jitsu. I
Yeah.
can't call a specific.
Yeah, and once he gets that,
Finish.
once he closes that distance, man, it's over. He might try to show some of his boxing skills and stand up a little bit, but once he closes that distance and gets him to the ground, that's the bread and butter. So I think he's going to do it. Robert, what do you think?
I agree. You're right on point on this one.
Yeah. So Rafael, dude, do us a favor. After you win, victory, whatever, come on down, bruh. I mean, Oklahoma's great and everything, but you come over here. We got a taco truck out here that's slamming. So once you finish and you don't have to diet, come over here and we'll hook you up for sure. Now,
Tortas, tacos, you got it. Quesadillas for Miguel, you got it.
You got it. That's
on
right.
that same day, you have the finals of the Ultimate Fighter. Nico Montaña already won. Now, I mean, I picked Christina Marks as my underdog pick.
Really?
For this thing when she lost in the first round, only strictly because I follow her and I see how hard she trains and she's constantly in the gym. She got taken down.
Yep.
And got submitted. Nico Montaña, who I actually know, I put up the video of when I interviewed her at King of the Cage when she fought in Albuquerque. I knew she was a good fighter. I knew she came from a good background, fit NHB with John Judy, Arlene Sanchez, everybody from there. I knew it. Why I don't know what was wrong with me and why I didn't think she was going to do so well, which I think she might have caught a few people by surprise. She was
a
the 14th
sleeper.
seed.
Yep.
She beat the number 1 seed, and then she beat the number 2 seed, because I think we all said here that
We talked about it.
That what's her name was going to take it.
Modifari.
No, the other one, Hunchak.
Hunchak. Yeah.
And
Barb Hunchak.
She went. I think a lot of it is confidence. She showed no fear. She just went right at her.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And both of them said she's so strong in the clinch that I couldn't move. I couldn't get out.
You find yourself trapped in those situations, right? That's why you don't want to find yourself in that situation.
So
You got to keep moving.
Yeah. So we won't know. You want to talk about a sleeper? I mean, she not only did she beat 2 people to get there, she beat the number 1 and number 2 seed.
Yeah.
So she's definitely legit. Now, Manafari's going to fight. What's her name? Sarge.
Yeah, Sarge.
So
Dreadlocks.
We don't really know what the outcome is. I think I picked Manafari just strictly on jiu-jitsu or whatever.
Sarge is a black belt.
But dude, I think
Sarge has hands.
True, and feet, because she high kicked homegrown.
That was a pretty good kick, man.
Barack.
Shin across the face.
But Nico Montaña's on a roll. I mean, she looks good. She looks confident. She's got the schooling or whatever. I think she's gonna take this whole thing. What do you think?
I'm still gonna throw for Modifari.
Miguel?
I'm actually gonna take a stab at Sarge.
Soraya Eubanks. Is her name.
Thank you. Yes.
She, I think there's people who come into this Ultimate Fighter and take it a little more serious than a few other people. And I think Soraya Eubanks took it serious.
And not just that, she's, in my opinion, she's probably, I guess you could say the same thing about Nico, but she seems like a huge underdog. True. Or was still is, yeah.
But they're both, them two are the epitome of going into something thinking, look, this is my shot. I'm taking full advantage and going for it. And they did.
No, for sure. Yeah.
So, man, I think if Soraya Eubanks wins and it's her and Nico Montaña in the finals, man, that's going to be a barn burner right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because they're both going to – Modifari's going to try to close that distance, get him to the ground or whatever. So we'll definitely look forward to checking that out, man. It's going to be great. Now, I looked on the undercard because I want to see what matchup for the women. They didn't have them on UFC.com.
Yeah, not yet.
I'm like, what are you doing? The only fight that stood out to me on the undercard was Sean O'Malley against Terrion Flash Ware. Terrion Flash Ware I had on my regular Wednesday show a few times because he fought over there at the hangar for RFA, and he's got good boxing skill. I mean, his boxing skills, he doesn't just throw 1 or 2 jabs. He'll throw 1, 2 jabs, come with that right, and move. He's quick, good hands. I don't know how good his ground game is. I haven't really got to see it because most of his stuff has been stand-up, so he really stuck out to me. So that's the only fight on the undercard that I know. Now, Robert, is there any sort of women fights that they have put up, or just the men fights?
So far, I've seen the men fights.
Now, what is the problem? Why do they got to have the matchups for the undercard for the women, right? What is the problem? Sean Shelby, can you call us? Can you please call Lana or message her and let us know what the undercard is? Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I mean, isn't the season already wrapped?
It's wrapped.
Well,
it is wrapped.
Yeah, Nico Montaña's in Vegas now doing her photo shoots and all that stuff and B-roll and everything. So they all have to be out. The matchups have to be made. Why they're not out, I don't know. Dana, I was going to send everybody. I was going to pay for all of us here to go and check out the fights, but since we don't know the card, I'm not going. Right?
You said it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Send us some tickets.
Yeah, we want to see if Christina Marks was fighting and Lauren Murphy and Honchak. Honchak, they got to keep her in the mix because she did so well, but now we don't know. So,
when's the finale? This Friday, yeah?
It's Friday, and today's Monday. So who knows? It remains to be seen. Maybe they're waiting for Wednesday, to show the finalists, and then they'll put the whole card out there. So we'll see what happens. But
fights are on at Fabi's Mansion this weekend.
Yes,
let's do it.
We'll be there.
If you want to come to my house, you're welcome. If you have claustrophobia, you're not invited because you will be in a tight spot.
Yeah, I think I kind of missed our little opportunity. We're gonna catch some Mr. Ware Flash because he's training with Ian Harris.
Yes.
And we did Gym Crash with Ian Harris, which we're gonna release this week.
Good.
We just didn't have a chance to get back out there because of the timing schedule.
Yeah.
His fight team trains in the middle of the day.
Right.
Donzo and Miguel have the 9 to 5.
Oh yeah.
9 to 5. So really hard to
Set it up for tomorrow. I'll get out there. Okay, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's already in Vegas.
Yeah, they're in Vegas now.
They're in Vegas,
getting
yeah.
ready to sign in the posters and all that stuff. So
We're gonna go back and see Ian. He was cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, his place is
so
cool
Fight
too.
Science,
Ian
good
Harris and
place.
Them, they
For sure.
moved from they used to be in the South Bay.
Yeah, that's true.
They moved from there and went to where they at Burbank or downtown? LA?
No, they're
No,
on
they're
Los
on the west
Angeles.
side, off of Crenshaw and
Oh, okay.
Crenshaw and Pico.
Yeah,
So they must have moved
Was
to
it
a bigger
Pico?
place. Well, hopefully we can get Terry on Flash in one of these chairs. Terry on Flash Ware in one of these chairs after the fights, and we could talk to him then. So Terry, if you're watching, hey, bro.
come on in, buddy.
Although you're in Vegas signing posters right now, we'll see what happens. Anything, Lana, before we continue?
I'm just trying to read Erin's comment. She said, I heard the whole cast got contracts.
Aaron Muro? Aaron
She
Muro,
knows.
who we were hoping would be here because of the wealth of knowledge or whatever. But I
Encyclopedic
understand people
knowledge.
have lives or whatever. But anytime she can come down, you're more than welcome. Just for that wealth of knowledge. I'm pretty sure most of them got contracts because there wasn't really any boring fights.
Well, not just that, it's a new weight class, right?
True.
Oh, that is true.
You
Yeah.
gotta fill that weight class.
Yeah.
So you took, plus you spend marketing dollars. That's what they're spending. They're spending marketing dollars to get these people to know who's on this show.
Right.
You can't waste that push, so you gotta put them on the cards because now they know that.
But women in general, they come to fight, man. I mean, they come and especially something. Everybody talks about the Ultimate Fighter. Like we had Max Damon. He's like,
Yep.
oh, I don't watch it anymore because it's like a show and people. But they, a lot of them took it as this is my chance, man. I gotta go.
And that makes the show
And
that much better.
I agree. I thought it did really well. So I think they should have signed him. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah,
I could see the wheels spinning and the mechanical gears.
Yeah, you guys are dead on today.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Well, Erin wants you to know that she's watching to support and she's sorry that she can't make it out tonight.
Absolutely. Well,
Thanks,
Aaron, we
Aaron.
understand that everybody has lives and they
Yep.
can't always be here when they should. But just to let you know, we appreciate when you do come strictly for the wealth of knowledge that you possess. Okay?
We got another Danny K's girl out here right now.
Yes,
anyways,
that's why, yeah,
supporting the show.
We're just going to keep moving. And
right down the Danny K
keep
road.
going. Yes. Unfortunately, they want her on camera, which we won't want to put her on camera because then nobody will watch us. But we will definitely make strides to better ourselves and let her come on camera. So that's the only reason, Aaron, that we don't have you on cameras because then nobody will watch us. But anyways, moving on from there. So that's 2 fights on Friday. You got Bellator, and then you got the Ultimate Fighter finale on there. Now, I thought that Justin Gaethje and
Yeah, I thought
Eddie
they were gonna
Alvarez
fight.
were going to fight on that, but they're on the big pay-per-view that's coming up on Saturday.
They're mixing it up.
We're going to go over that. I don't think it's worth me putting out the money to check that out.
I'll put the money in Alvarez.
Especially if I'm coming from Ontario to do the weigh-ins and coming back home to Long Beach. I don't think I'm going to go ahead and get it, but we're going to go over it real quick. But before we do that, don't forget you're here. You're at Full Contact Fanatics. We're here every Monday from 8 to about 9:15 or so. Sometimes we go a little bit longer depending on what we got going on. I got Miguel sitting to my left, and I got Dando sitting to my right. Special guest in the producer's chair today is Lana, and of course Robert bringing us in and out. None of this would be possible if he wasn't here, because then as you see, we get blacked out sometimes, and he brings us back. So we definitely appreciate that. And don't forget, you can always go to onthemat.com. You can check out all the latest videos and details and stuff that they put up there. It's pretty cool. We're going to start not so much Gym Crashers, but Gym Crashers Full Contact Fanatics highlights, maybe,
Yeah.
I would like to say,
Sure.
are going to start going through there, so you can check them out. Then we'll definitely start putting both programs in onthemat.com, so you can check those out. We're currently working on that as we speak, so definitely check that out, as well as myluckygi.com. Make sure you check that out. They had a big thing over the weekend where they were having sort of like a Black Friday sale. If you want
Yeah,
to check out
today,
some Lucky
Cyber
Geese.
Monday.
Huge, man. Like freaking $30, $25 gi.
Big time. And even Lana said she dug that lucky gi. So, when Lana says she likes that lucky gi, you might want to get one.
It's a very lucky gi.
As you're doing jiu-jitsu.
I'm a size small in case anybody wants to pick up an extra gi.
Or if you go to
or unless there's any
Vegas,
gentlemen
to the
out there that
warehouse.
would like to
Donate to
her
the.
Yes, which we
That's right.
discussed in detail before we went on air.
We
So-
need to get a box of tricks in here so Lonnie can, walk across and do her little thing, and
Absolutely.
right.
Now, speaking of the UFC pay-per-view, Felice Herring is going to fight Courtney Casey. We talked about it before. Felice Herring is on a roll. I don't want to say like as much of a comeback as Robbie Lawler, because that dude just really came back and did damage. But she's tightened up her jiu-jitsu game.
She's been
Her training
consistent
under
now,
Jeff
yeah.
Curran, who I've had on many times. The dude's awesome. It just seems like she really made a turnaround and is really starting to make strides. She's fighting Courtney Casey, who I've seen fight a couple of times. I think, with the role that Felice, another one who's never out of shape. That girl is always in shape, man. I think she's going to do damage. I think she's going to start being a player. What do you think?
The little bulldog might take this one. Felice Herring, yep.
I think so. I think so.
You think so?
Yep,
Robert,
I
you want to
agree.
make it unanimous?
Yep, I'm gonna go with Herring.
Lana, are you familiar with Felice Herring at all? Okay, we're gonna have you watch the pay-per-view so that you can check it out. Oh,
I always work all the fights.
because you get them at Danny K's, right?
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, if
And
you-
Danny K is a friend of the show. We love
yes, When
Danny.
you hear Felice Herring, make sure you check it out just so you know who she is, because I think she's gonna be a player
I definitely will.
in the near future. Now, made it unanimous with her. Now, Alex Oliveira is gonna fight Yancy Medeiros. I think that's gonna be the fight of the night. Alex Oliveira.
I don't know why that fight is on the undercard of the undercard of the undercard.
I don't know. I don't.
And their names too, both of them.
That's happened quite
Especially
a few times.
Yancey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude can go.
Yeah.
Now, that fight is a toss-up. I went back and forth with that because Alex Oliveira, like I say a lot on the show, sometimes that dude looks like a world beater. And then sometimes he just gets caught or whatever. But against a dude like Yancy Medeiros, that guy can go too. I think that's going to be a full-blown 3 rounds. I think they're both going to be beat up and bloody. I'm going to say just by a hair, Yancy Medeiros is going to get a decision, maybe split. What do you think?
I definitely think so, and I know Robert's going to say so because he
I picked
always
the
sides with the
Hawaiian.
Hawaiians.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying.
Look at him.
That goes without saying. But, Miguel, what do you think?
Nope, Medeiros.
Yeah.
Oh, hands down. Yep.
Yeah, that dude's nails.
At least he brings it, right? He brings the
Yeah,
game.
that dude's a slugger, dude.
Absolutely.
That dude's a slugger, and you put that dude in a choke, he won't tap. He'd rather go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, that's the way those,
Yeah.
Hawaiians are. Like Rachel that fought on The Ultimate Fighter.
Oh,
I know,
God,
Robert,
yeah.
You don't even need to choke him to put him to sleep. You just give him a burrito, and he's good to go.
You just stop talking to him for a few minutes and fall asleep.
He likes breakfast burritos.
So we can pretty much agree that's going to be a heck of a fight right there. Now, Tisha Torres is going to fight Michelle Watterson. Michelle Watterson, I'm going to go on record as saying there was 3 of the bully beatdowns that I really enjoyed. One of them was Tony Kryptonite Lopez.
Yep.
Because he beat the snot
I
out of
love that
dude.
one.
And when I had that dude on my show, he told me that the producer said, hey, man, take it easy on him or whatever, don't get too crazy. And he goes, well, what about him? He goes, oh, no, that dude can go out. I said, forget that noise.
Yeah.
If he's going all out. And he just beat the heck out of that dude. Now, when Michelle
It's a
Watterson,
tough fight, dude.
when she did her bully beatdown, she just toyed with that girl. She was hitting her. She'd catch her with a kick and just really was tagging her. That was one of the best bully beatdowns ever. Now she's in the UFC. She had a tough fight. Who choked her out last? I can't remember. Who was it?
Michelle Watterson fought Hadi Karate against.
I think it was it Namajunas?
Yeah, it was Namajunas. Yeah,
Robert, was it Rose
wa-
Namajunas that choked out
Hadi
Michelle
Karate.
Watterson? I
Karate
think it
Hadi.
was. Yeah, because she beat Paige Van Zandt.
Yep.
And remember that? Now that was a win. When
Yeah.
it was Paige Van Zandt against Michelle Watterson, they were doing the Running Man and they were doing all kinds
And
of stuff.
Paige comes from Taekwondo
She
background.
does.
Michelle Watterson comes from the karate background.
Yeah. It was,
Now they're
it-
both mixing it up.
It was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool fight. But then when she went, was it Rose that she got
Yeah,
choked out by?
yeah. Rose got her.
Yeah, and I think she caught her a couple times because I remember Michelle Watterson was bloodied up.
Yep.
Pretty good. Tisha Torres, stocky, definitely, she could take it to the ground. Her last fight, when she fought, she was really improved her boxing skills. She was sticking and moving.
Well, she hangs out with a really
she's-
good boxer all the time. Her,
She's ATT
Rocky.
Florida, and she's engaged to Raquel Pennington.
that's right.
Or what? I don't know if that makes a difference.
Raquel
or whatever.
Pennington's got good hands,
Yeah,
man.
when you're sparring with somebody who's bigger than you or whatever.
You're sparring in your living room.
So I got to go with Tisha Torres on this one.
Yeah, I'll take
I mean,
Tisha.
she's the tiny tornado, man, and she's been I don't want to say flying under the radar because people know she can do damage, but
they live it. Those two
yes,
girls live it.
I would agree 100%. So going with Tisha Torres on that. Michelle Watterson, although she's pretty cool, I loved her bully beatdown. I don't see her beating Tisha Torres. I think maybe
I don't see that killer instinct
I
in
just don't. And
the Karate Hottie
I
yet.
think Tisha's going to get to her. I think she's going to get to her like maybe the second round.
I think it's in her
and
head
maybe
already.
TKO,
It's
yeah.
a different game, and she has not fully adapted.
I agree. What do you think, Miguel?
Torres?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The only thing is, Tisha used to come on my show quite often, and then when she made it to the big time,
He was like, Favy? Who's that?
She doesn't answer my call.
Fabian.
Oh no, I take that back. She did answer my call and said you have to talk to my agent. I
Oh,
believe or
you got
whatever.
that.
So,
that.
I mean, big time. I've gotten that a few times or whatever. I don't think it hurt more than Tisha Torres because I was a fan of hers for a long time, and she came on quite a few. So I was a little hurt, but I understand people have to move on and they get to specific places or whatever. But I'm still rooting for you. I'm telling you. I mean, I think you got the goods. I think she's going to go far and do well, especially when you get training from ATT Florida.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's top of the food chain. You know
It
what I'm
is,
saying?
yeah.
So we'll definitely look forward to that. Now,
AT&T.
then we get to Eddie Alvarez against Justin Gaethje. Now, Justin Gaethje,
I'm
the
with
dude's
Eddie,
like
man.
a cyborg, man. I mean, you see the punishment he took in that last fight?
Yeah, I saw.
He was almost out a cup, not
On
once,
his feet.
but twice.
He was out on his feet.
And to come back from that was
don't
amazing.
forget that's also Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez has had more knockdown, drag-out fights than I would say on par with Diego Sanchez. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So he knows.
High level.
He can go and he can go into deep waters, but as much as I love Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje just can take punishment. And that dude hits hard. I think it's going to go the full 3 rounds. I think if it does go 3 rounds, I got to go with Eddie on a decision, man. I think he's just going to keep coming forward.
I think Eddie's going to finish him.
You think so?
I think he'll put him out.
Okay, now I got to write that down.
You want to put some money on that?
I got to write that down.
You want to put some of those pesos on that?
So, let me see here.
Are you buying tacos that night? Loser buys tacos? There we go.
And you're saying Eddie by KO or by TKO?
I think, well, let's just go with Eddie wins.
Okay, what do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't got a choice for that one. I really don't.
Loser buys tacos for everybody.
Well, you got to talk to Miguel. I don't got the fat wallet. Or Robert. I'm doing.
Robert has no wallet.
I'm struggling.
His wife took that away.
Unfortunately, Miguel, you were on a show, on an MMA
Miguel
show.
doesn't even eat tacos. He's the best guy to bet.
We need a pick. So give us a pick, man. If it's Eddie by decision, we're cool with it. If it's Justin by knockout,
I'm just going to say Justin, but decision.
you're just gonna go with the win.
Yeah.
That's
For Justin. Wow.
really Justin Gaethje. You're
Why
going to
do you
side
think
with
he-
him.
I
I
mean,
never
he
saw
catches
that
Eddie.
coming, Miguel.
He can take him out, but just Eddie's such a veteran and well-rounded. Or
Oh
whatever,
yeah,
it's just
Eddie's
hard.
got more than one trick in his bag. He's gonna lay it on
I
him.
can see Robert chomping at the bit. What do you think, Robert?
He's been watching him all these weeks.
Oh, he's gonna knock him out?
Gaethje's gonna run right through him.
Okay, I guess I'm buying tacos, fellas. And Robert eats a lot of
I have a
tacos.
feeling
Yeah.
that it's the age,
Nah,
it's the heart, it's the way he's built.
bring your dollars.
Eddie's chin is just
Bring your dollars.
And Eddie's been through some wars. man.
Remember
He's
this,
been
Lana.
through-
You got to come back for
him and
this.
him and Michael Chandler
Taco
and
night.
Bellator. Oh my goodness! Now we'll take it to our special guest, Lana. Are you familiar with Justin Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez?
I'm not, but you had me at tacos.
So it doesn't really matter.
What kind of girl? I like that.
Perfect.
We never even had dim sum. We got to
That-
put that back on.
At least that makes it interesting. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see that fight.
Yep.
It would have been nice if they would have put it on the end of the Ultimate Fighter because that's the way it used to be before.
Yep.
But I can understand because that's a big fight. That's a heavy fight. So
It's going to be a heavy fight.
now, Henry Cejudo and Sergio Pettis.
That's a good one.
Now, I would have went with Henry Cejudo hands down, just strictly from Olympic gold medalist, and his game is evolving. He's really starting to put together. He looked really good in his last fight, but then so did Sergio Pettis.
No, Sergio
You know,
Pettis
he
is
looked-
no
he looked
slouch.
Really good, but just strictly from the Olympic wrestling standpoint that Henry Cejudo has, I think he's gonna.
Do you think
I
that's
think
an
he'll-
advantage?
I think he's
Henry's.
just gonna take close that distance, get him to the ground, pound him out. I'm gonna go with Henry Cejudo, second round TKO by punches. What do you think?
I think Pettis gets to his feet, frustrates him. He stops taking him down. They slug it out, and I think Pettis wins.
In a decision?
I think he'll win in decision. I think it'll go all the way.
You are just on a roll, my man.
I want those tacos.
No doubt. Can you imagine if it was Lowry Steakhouse?
Oh,
It's
jeez.
got to be nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
Dondo.
where we're going next.
All right, what do you think
Oh,
about
we'll
that?
do Trabuco.
Cejudo by decision?
I'm going to just go Cejudo by a win.
Okay, I think he's gonna. think he's gonna be too much for him, man. I think he's
so.
gonna drag him into the second round and ended up getting top position and TKO that dude because his game is evolving. I think, honestly, and I'm gonna say it here on this show, I think that dude's gonna be challenging for that title sooner than we think. You know,
Robert,
that dude,
you're itching.
He definitely went back to the drawing board or whatever. And
reconstructed
really,
himself.
And then, dude.
The Pettis brothers, man, they're tough.
From Gokor himself, when I had Gokor on my radio show way back in the day, which was like 2004, I think, the first time we had him on.
You had Big Gokor?
We had him on twice. First time he was on there, he talked about Olympics. He talked about Olympic gold medals and wanting to compete in the Olympics. And he goes, when you go to the Olympics and you win a gold medal, you're not beating the best fighter from Colorado or from you're beating the best fighters in the world. He goes, that's saying something. You win a gold medal, especially in something like wrestling
your country,
or
man.
judo or whatever. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
wrestling,
really
boxing,
tough.
judo. They're all sports in the Olympics. And jiu-jitsu's
so,
coming up.
You know, that dude, to get there, like, look at Kurt Angle, the training he had to do to win his gold medal and stuff like that. It takes a lot to get there. So I'm going strictly on that. I think Henry Cejudo is not only going to beat Sergio Pettis, I think he's going to be a major player and be challenging for a title sooner than we think. Okay? Just letting that. And honestly, I don't really particularly care for Henry Cejudo because he's kind of a. Well, I wanted him on the show and he never called me back. That's one thing. But he's kind of a, standoffish, maybe is the word I'm looking for. Or whatever. He just.
You guys really are not thinking Sergio's going to bring it, huh?
I don't, man. I mean, he's not taking away nothing from him.
The
dude can go. But Henry Cejudo was on another level. And once he got defeated by Demetrius, he went back and said, hey, this is not going to happen again. And he came back even better. So I think he's going to do damage.
I think it may happen again.
Let's try Robert real quick before we move on to the next one. Robert, what do you think?
Yeah, Henry Cejudo.
Yeah.
I think the style that he has. Actually, you know what? The biggest problem is his weight cut.
Yep.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yep.
Henry Cejudo gets a good weight cut, gets in there without being totally zapped. I say he wins. I say he's fast enough. I think that the wrestling is just too much for Pettis.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest problem. Is his strength and the wrestling. And the problem is usually with a striker like Pettis,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna want to be faster than Cejudo, but he's not. I don't think he's fast enough. That's gonna be the problem. Where, I guess you cut off the range, use different footwork, use your long range kicks, and then try to set him up.
But he does that, and he gets taken down.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch Cejudo, lately he's got a little bit more bounce to his step. He's cutting range from longer distances using that boxing. So he's switching angles a lot more than he did before.
Yeah, he's evolved big time.
So Pettis doesn't have problems.
Lana, would you agree that an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling would be quite hard to beat?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, training yourself, you see how difficult it is to get positions and stuff like that. When you're an Olympic gold medalist, man, that dude, it's just, second nature. He drives in. When he gets that leg, that dude reaches for the sun, man, and he's definitely on a different level. So definitely look forward to checking that fight out. Anything else, Lana, before we move on? Now, the big fight, this is why I wish Aaron Moro was here, because you got Francis Ngannou against Alistair Overeem. Francis Ngannou, I believe he holds the world record for the hardest punch. I don't know how they tested him on that. I read that online or whatever. So I don't know.
It's one of those machines that you hit at the carnival.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
The ones that you hit at the pizza joint.
But Alistair Overeem, dude, heck of a fighter. I mean, good stand-up, been K1.
But hasn't been that
everything.
consistent in a while.
Exactly. We don't know which one's going to come.
Who's going to show up?
Is it going to be the Alistair Overeem that can do damage or the one that just kind of mails it in? But if he comes
or the one that's just going to run around.
Dude, if he comes and mails it in against Francis Ngannou, he's going to get his head taken off.
Yeah.
Because Ngannou, that dude hits with power.
Yep.
He doesn't mess around.
And Alistair doesn't even keep his hands up.
I know.
You ever notice he shoots from the hip?
And, like I forget what fight it was. He just put his hands down.
Yeah.
And just taking
Come on.
I'm like, what do you do that against Francis Ngannou? You're going to die.
And that's when he loses.
Yeah, if Aaron Muro was here, she would be sitting right in that chair and
That's
say,
right.
Francis Ngannou is going to do damage or whatever. So I'm going to go with him strictly on the power and the fact that we don't know which Alistair Overeem is going to show up on this thing. So I'm going with Ngannou with a knockout, and I'm going to say probably first round.
We need to start putting a chalkboard up of these fights so we can all put our little
and see.
You know what I mean? We'll put our notch on it and see who wins
be
what.
honest, man, I've been my picks have been terrible lately.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
they have been horrible.
That's good. That's more
Okay,
tacos
but
for
what,
me.
What about yourself? What do you think?
I will not pick Alistair because, jeez.
It's hard to even like. Yeah, I don't get excited to even watch him
Me
fight.
neither.
So not on the fact that Ngannou's got the power or whatever. Just
I'm
on the
honestly
fact that
not
we don't know
familiar
which
with
Alistair Overeem's
Ngannou,
gonna
but just seeing his last few fights, even the ones he's won, he's looked like garbage.
And if you look behind us, there's the machine itself that we pulled up,
come. Ngannou
testing that power.
Yeah, he hits and it's like boom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude just doesn't.
Oh, I
mess
thought it
around.
was the one that like they have at like you know, the little
the
local
bar.
pizza places, you know.
To our friend Lana, do they happen to have a punching machine at Danny K's that you know of, or
Only when guys get drunk.
awesome?
That's when Lana punches them.
Well, again, that's going to be an interesting fight. You know, we don't know. Alistair, I believe Overeem's back at Jackson Winklejohn, right?
That's a good question.
Isn't he? He's training at
I don't know.
Robert. He's training at Jackson Wink, isn't he? Alistair Overeem. I'm pretty sure he is.
He is. That's why. What do you call it out there right now? I think it's either him or.
Arlovsky?
Yeah, one of them are gone. Can't remember which one.
Wow. Well, that remains to be seen. That'll be awesome. Now, getting to the main event. Now we know Robert's going with Max Holloway, for sure.
Can't help himself.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Jose Aldo.
He's a
fight,
nationalist.
You know, he got pummeled, or whatever. Jose Aldo. Well, if you watch the countdown, they finally moved out of that gym that's about the size of this box, and they have a nice big gym now. Which I don't know if that makes that much of a difference.
Who is
It
this that
just
we're
says
talking about?
Jose Aldo.
Okay.
But Nova União. It seems like the same thing. Would you agree, Robert, that Jose Aldo's like, dude, he might have underestimated Max Holloway, and now it's one of those things where he's like, dude, I got to get myself in gear. I got to really train, and I got to have something for this guy. So I'm gonna say knockdown, drag out fight. It goes to full 5. Max is gonna win a decision strictly on his, on his reach and his length or whatever. Why don't
Oh,
you
it's
people
John
turn
Della
your
O.
phones off?
Yeah, you people.
Us people.
The last fight.
Sorry about that,
The
John.
last
Can't,
fight.
can't answer the phone on the air, bro.
We see first round. We see Jose Aldo dominating Max Holloway. Second round, we see Jose Aldo dominating Max Holloway. Third round, 4 minutes 33 seconds, somewhere around there.
Pink.
Yeah, and puts him out. But Max took a beating, and still had it within himself to throw a knockout.
That's why I'm
punch.
picking Max.
Okay, so
That's why I'm picking Max for sure.
I'm going.
I'm
with
picking
Max.
Max, and
Okay. Jose Aldo's.
I'm gonna say Max is gonna fucking
I
take his
think
head off.
I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
in
Oh, yeah.
Jose Aldo's head. I don't think he's the same Jose Aldo that beat.
You're not giving Jose Aldo anything at
No,
all.
No,
I'm not either.
no.
I'm not either.
Dude.
No, he was no.
He killed Uriah's legs, and since that day, he's not been
no,
himself.
since McGregor got in his head, he
Yeah.
hasn't been the same.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Jose.
The last Jose
Yeah,
Aldo
yeah.
setup that I saw that was really good was against Uriah Faber.
Because even against Frankie Edgar, he fought Frankie Edgar right before.
It still
McGregor.
wasn't that
He
same
was alone on
dominant.
the rocks.
It wasn't that dominant fight.
Robert.
Max Holloway's a slow starter.
Right.
He likes to get hit.
He's slow starter. That's the way it is.
That's all good.
It's a range
Fuck.
thing, I think, for some of these fighters. But I think with what he already found and figured out with his range and what Aldo has done in that past fight, I think it's a shorter night for Aldo than it was last time, unless Aldo changes his game. The problem with people, they don't really think about it. But Aldo's a beast at wrestling.
Yeah.
He's a beast at the ground.
Yeah.
The one thing I used to love watching Aldo is because he can do it all. Back in the WEC, he would do it all.
Remember when
But he got
fought
in his own
Uriah?
way.
And he did damage on the legs or whatever.
But he did have an injury.
I'm getting a
though.
cramp.
That's the thing we got to remember. He did have a legitimate injury before that fight.
True.
So he couldn't run.
Mm-hmm.
So that might have taken. He does get tired. All those known to get tired a little bit later rounds. That's kind of what people said that Max would probably want to do is drag him out a little
Right.
longer.
Right.
Let him.
And we're
slow
going
down
5.
And go at it because if you watch Aldo versus Edgar,
Mm-hmm.
Aldo's head movement, his boxing was on.
Shit,
point.
I got a cramp. God dang it.
You crap sitting down.
Dude, I'm sorry. I got a cramp. I'm sorry.
Our host has a brand new hip.
Dude, I am dying. That just kicked in right now. So
You
I
want me to
gotta,
rub it? You want me to rub it?
Dude, that's terrible. Sorry.
Art's going with Aldo. Art's going with Aldo today.
Art Ramos.
Big
Go
A
with
Arts?
Aldo.
Sorry, didn't mean to curse on the air.
Then we're gonna bet Trabuco Steakhouse on that one, Art.
Check this out. This whole time I've been holding this mic, and Art tells me right now, Robert, get a mic. I'm like, I had a mic. I just wasn't on this whole time.
A good one.
Well, At least it's going to make for a good fight. I think it's going to be a different Jose Aldo. I seriously do.
Nah.
I think he's coming with a different mindset or whatever, but I think it's going to be a heck of a fight. Now, the question I have, and we'll take it all the way around the horn, for sure. We'll start with Dondo. Would you pay $60 for this pay-per-view?
I'm very cheap, so I always go to the local pizza joint and spend my $60 on food and get myself in earlier than they start charging. But, yeah, if I were the kind of guy that paid for fights, yes.
I'm going to say no. The fights are good, but I'm not going to pay that much. And I'm not the kind of guy that says, yeah, you guys can come over, but everybody bring $10. So if you're coming over to watch a fight, I'm going to pay for it. So I'm not going to pay $60 to see that big. So I might go watch it somewhere else, too. I hear this Danny Kaye's place is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. They got a really cool worker.
I think I might have to check that out. Miguel? $10? Dang. Go ahead, Miguel. Would you pay the full?
No, not for this one.
No, I wouldn't either.
Not this one.
We'll take it to our friend
Lana just has to show a leg.
I have to be there. But I promise if you show up, I am very emotionally abusive. Some people like that. And it's $10. I'll serve you beers, get you food, abuse you.
And I've never been there. How's the atmosphere? Is it more of a UFC crowd, or is it more of a drinking type of crowd or a sports crowd?
It's both. So our maximum occupancy sits right above 400, and depending on what kind of fight it is, we do fill up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, they're full, dude. It's elbow to elbow.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, dude, yeah, we like
good food, good beer, good waitresses.
Yeah,
dude.
Well, dude, that's Mayweather McGregor.
Okay,
dude.
well, outside of that, even what was the other one we went to? I don't even remember. But
Let's do it though. Let's meet Lana over there.
We have
Okay.
about 50 PBs, 50.
50, not 15.
Wow. Well, might have to check that out. Definitely just to go.
Let's do it.
And Fabi is actually going to cover our cover charge, so thank you to Fabi.
Yes, I will come in. I will open the back door for you, and you can all sneak into the back door. So,
And by back door,
yes, and
Fabi means the
they're
back
known
door.
for their back door action. Robert.
Make sure you sit in front because I want to say hi.
Okay,
Okay,
Robert.
save us a spot.
We don't have to ask Aaron to be there. She'll be there already.
Aaron.
Oh, Aaron,
Oh,
you
no,
know
she's
what?
going to the fight somewhere. I don't know.
We owe it
If
to
you-
Aaron to go see her in her own little place.
If you would like to watch these fights and have a wealth of knowledge sitting next to you, I highly suggest you go to Danny Kaye's and sit next to Erin Morro, because she is like a computer. You'll just say, Max Holloway beat such and such at this time, and
She'll call it. She'll pull a rabbit
she's
out
just
of a hat.
A wealth of knowledge. Unless the Raiders are playing, because she might have to get set up, for the Raider game or something like that.
She's
So,
hardcore.
yeah, no doubt. So we'll definitely have to check that out. But, anyways, running up against the clock here.
Yep.
Before we get out of here,
Just about a wrap.
right? We talked at length before we went on the air. We're trying to get the show to a different level. A huge kickstart for getting to the other level is going to someplace like Giovanni Barrero's, where you can get
Yes.
a bunch of different people, not just going to one gym and talking to one person. There was so many people there. That's like a boost to get you to the next level. So that's what we're talking about here. Trying to get, like we talked about before we went on the air. There's a lot of people who could do a podcast and stuff like that, but we here at Full Contact Fanatics and Gym Crashers want to bring the people something different, a little bit more behind the scenes. That's why when Robert was talking about, filming people barbecuing and just sitting down and having a good time, you get to kind of see, not only the instructor in his element, but out of his element.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to really see what kind
Who
of
they
person-
really are.
Exactly.
Because you drop your guard when you got a taco in your mouth.
And you drop your guard when you're flipping burgers for people, and talking and
The
stuff
family
like that.
was doing it, dude. They're so dedicated. There's granddaughters, there's daughters, there's brothers, there's sons. It's the whole Varela family, and they are amazing people, really. I mean, you feel so welcome.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I agree with that 100%. So that's what we're talking about before. And another thing that we talked about was doing some live events. We haven't really had a chance to get out there and do a live broadcast from, either a Bellator or UFC or, whatever, K1, whatever the event is. We're going to try to come out there. We have some stuff to give away. Robert wants to give a few things away here on the air on this show, so you could look forward to that. Conca Fight Gear was nice enough to give us some shirts to give away on the air. I got some women's fight gloves. I got some King of the Cage hats.
I love it.
And stuff to give away. So definitely want to stay tuned and check that out. So definitely follow us on Instagram, Facebook. If they go to free admission and put free admission in their Facebook search engine, Robert, does it just come up with the shows, or do they have anything else?
It'll come up with just our channel, which represents the different podcasts we have on different days. It doesn't have all of our Gym Crashers episodes at all. You got to go to YouTube, find Free Admission on YouTube.
So go to Free Admission on YouTube.
That's where you'll catch the different playlists for Gym Crasher shows, where you see all the behind-the-scenes stuff. You can also check the live OTM Live, which is our Monday show, which we have right now.
Yep, OTM Live.
We do the Facebook Live just because it's easy for a lot of people to share it and get on. It's faster to watch. But I mean, YouTube's where it's at for the Gym Crasher show. The different random things that we'll put up, like with
Lucky
Jr.
Oh, well, the Lucky Gee, that's up on YouTube,
yeah,
right?
That's on YouTube too. Lucky Gee.
Okay, because not only that, we have that. We did
Gon-
some stuff
Conca.
with Conca Fight Gear.
A
bunch of different stuff there. So there's a lot of stuff that's
coming out, man.
up.
We're gonna put that stuff up.
Make sure you check it out. But that's the goal here, to try to get, bring you some behind the scenes stuff. We talk about that a lot on this show, like the
bring you that
weigh-ins
new gear too, man.
and
Some
stuff
beautiful
like that.
gear we're getting.
That's what,
For sure, dude.
I've been trying to tell him.
That
Conca thinks
dude,
so
that's
far
what I'm saying,
out of
dude.
the box.
That Conca Gi. Oh my god, dude. That
Yep.
even like the littlest thing, like the rash guard, man.
It's like the Golden State gi, I think they call that thing, right?
Yeah, that what it was. Yeah.
Yep. Bobby likes the
Unfortunately,
Giants gi.
Yes, unfortunately for Miguel, I like that San Francisco Giants style gi. It's not the Giants gi, but that style is pretty cool. But they have a Dodger gi too. I thought it would have been cool to have those two gis kind of facing off or whatever. But
Yep.
But they're hot,
and,
like hot cakes.
O'Neal Fletcher. Let's make that happen. Dude, when he tells me they're sold out, what does that tell you? They're moving.
They're hot.
So you might
Yep.
want to make a few more of those because I think that's going to get out there. So definitely look for that. Definitely look for live broadcasts. We'll definitely, if we can't come from like a Danny K's or something like that, I went to Tilted Kilt and they were closed down. So that's not going to happen. But we're definitely looking forward to doing that. I'm telling you, people, as I'm telling you on this show,
Yep.
come and see Chop Trivia. I guarantee
Chop.
you will want to come back and check that out because not only do people wouldn't even care about the gear, they just want to see people get chopped.
That's good
So
stuff.
we end up having gear for the next show. So definitely check that out. We'll keep everybody posted as far as all that's concerned, but just keep looking for it. I wore my old school WEC shirt.
I like
this isn't one I had ironed for last week, and I forgot it, so I had to. It's
a good-looking shirt.
in my gear.
You're looking kind of trim, sir.
That's the kind of stuff that they were putting
Looking
out
good.
and Tap Out. And
It's
stuff
extra
with
large,
WEC.
huh?
That's what I'm talking about.
Rocking the extra
Even though
large.
I'm withering away to nothing, I remember
Don't leave your
when I was
shirts laying around, man. I'll steal
294,
them.
and I almost started crying, but it's okay. We're getting
No, it's good, brother.
Got to get the other hip done, so I have to keep the weight down. So
That's
that
right.
sucks. I'm tired of fish, and I'm tired of chicken and salad, okay? So maybe we'll go get some tacos after this. If my wife's listening, I promise I'll only have a couple. We'll be good to go.
A couple more than usual.
Absolutely. So for the people listening to us here on Free Admission, a big thank you to Lana for sitting in with us. Lana, what did you think so far?
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. It's always good to have the female perspective, regardless of what we're talking about or whatever. And as you see, they're like, well, can we put Lana on camera
Yes.
or whatever?
Bring her over here.
I promise you next time she's here, we'll put her on camera so that you can see what Lana looks like or whatever. The only reason we don't is because we want you to pay attention to us for a minute.
She could definitely grow more facial hair than I
Yes.
can. So
we'll definitely.
Walk over there and see what everybody-
Okay, well, real quick, as
What
as we
everybody's
leave-
missing.
As we leave, Lana, why don't you go ahead and come on?
Go ahead,
mic,
Dollface,
and you
come
can
this
stand
way.
behind
Give us a
real quick so
turnaround.
everybody can see what Lana
Right
looks like.
behind Favi.
Sure.
Don't be afraid to stand up and take a little walk. But for the people listeners, don't forget we're
That
here.
was a no way, Jose.
Full contact fanatics. Lana, do you want to make sure you're did up and everything before you come on camera next time? Is that what it is?
Did up.
I'm seriously wearing Nikes, some yoga pants, and like a tank top and a sweater.
Right.
yeah,
So
okay.
the real question is, if when you do come back and you do come on camera, will you be carrying firearms?
If I am allowed to bring them to
'Cause-
this building, absolutely.
Because people are going to see Lana, they're going to be going, yeah, whatever. Little does she know, she's
We got to
pretty-
build up what she
pretty
does.
geared up as far as firearms are concerned. So you better be
Yep.
prepared for
That's
that.
right.
Definitely. What's the
if there's
saying?
anybody that's into
Actually-
ammo, carries ammo,
Yeah, what's the
has ammo,
saying?
makes
Yeah,
ammo,
you don't want to get a cat
shoot it
close
her
in
way.
your ass
No
or
pun
whatever.
no pun intended.
A shooting date.
That's right.
Actually, these guys here are they're gonna help me out.
Yeah, we're gonna be shooting a spot for Lana. And
Lana's got a show coming up, man.
she's gonna have her own.
We're going to call it Cappuccino.
Wow.
Wow, really?
That'll be
Went there.
awesome.
Dude, that's smooth. No, that works.
Well,
Thank you.
We'll keep everybody informed on that, so definitely want to check that out. So for the people watching us here on Full Contact Fanatics, don't forget you can check out Gym Crashers. We're here every Monday from 8 to 9:30, or 9:15 or so. That's going to be consistent, so make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you tune in. Look for all our stuff. We've got a bunch of stuff coming up, and we definitely are going to make sure it happens. So for the
Yep.
people checking us out, we'll see you next Monday right here, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Standard Time. Robert, get us out of here. We'll see everybody next month.
Yo.
See ya.
I can't believe you guys.